The discovery underneath was a telephone. Sources of information generally say this machine was the work of Alexander Graham Bell, and they now want history to be rewritten by saying Antonio Meucci was the true inventor of the telephone. Alexander Graham Bell is just a scientist developing this technology. Meucci's early background was an artist who graduated from the Italian Florence Academy of Arts. Over time he became interested in science. The following is the working system of the invention tool. Take a look at the big picture, and we'll cover the small details. The arrangement requires a battery. The red wire is connected to a funnel-shaped object as a sender of sound waves. The incoming wave vibrates the thin elastic membrane into this way. The membrane vibrates and presses this object over and over again. It is a kind of coherer on the telegraph. Its function is almost the same. When the membrane presses, the metal powder is also compressed and becomes a switch or bridge for the flow of electric current. Electric current will die, flow, die, flow, die, flow according to the entry of sound waves. If the mouth is silent, the electric current goes out. If the mouth makes a sound, electric current flows. The electric current moves in the direction of the cable received by this receiving funnel. Here we see the process of electromagnetic induction. So if we are observant, the induced metal can emit a subtle sound. To amplify a smooth sound, an elastic membrane is needed. It can be called a communication telephone if it can communicate with each other. Then another telephone is also installed. Telephone mileage and sound cleanliness are manifested by the length of the cable, the size of the energy source, and the neatness of the circuit arrangement. The highlight of the invention of the telephone lies in the function of the mouthpiece, which acts to focus and collect sound waves. The funnel function does not stop here. In 1857, another invention was born called the phonotogram, or another name phonograph. Has a genius work system that utilizes various physical techniques so that it works as a sound recorder or storage. The basic workings of this object were discovered by Edward Leon Scott. Here are the oldest sound recordings of his invention. That was the oldest voice recording. It sounded scary too, didn't it? Then what does it look like, and how does this genius tool work? Let's just look at the following video.
This device contains many key features of Edison's original design, which allows users to record and play back their own voice without using any electrical components. One of the key features of this device is the mouthpiece, which contains a diaphragm and stylus. Now when users speak into the back of the mouthpiece, it causes the diaphragm and stylus to vibrate. You'll also notice that we have the mouthpiece mounted on a rotating arm, which allows us to move the mouthpiece in and away from a grooved mandrel. This grooved mandrel is attached to a threaded rod and handle, which allows users to move the mandrel in a lateral manner when recording. Jason Sagers is going to join me to help walk us through the steps of recording and playing back her voice. Now the first step is to take foil and wrap around the mandrel.
Next, I'm going to apply a small amount of oil to the surface of the foil to reduce the scratching sound that occurs when we make a recording. We're now set to make an audio recording.
Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Now all we need to do is swing the arm back, rewind the track, and we can play it back. And there you have an Edison homemade tinfoil phonograph.